So I think it's both, right? What I had and continue to have is the love and support and guidance of my father. What I didn't have was I didn't have certain skills within myself. As a small child, I was dyslexic and I had a lot of trouble with learning to read and write. And my mother died when I was young, and she was the person who fueled and supported my passion for the arts. So what I didn't have was a kind of support that I really wanted, that nurturing, the energy and the support that you get from a mother. But what I did have was my father telling me that he didn't want money to separate me from my dreams. And so that meant that I would really, that I would compete against great odds to do some of the things that I wanted to do. So the best example that I tell of this all the time is I studied dance. I really liked to dance, and I, as a kid, opened the Yellow Pages and found the studio and told my dad, I need you to take me there. This is what I want to do. And my dad says, okay, he takes me, kind of thing. And he couldn't take me all the time, so I had friends, and he dropped me at their house, and then I'd go with them because they had a mother and a father and could navigate that. But fast forward, and I get to college, and my father says, so what is it that you're studying? And I say, dance. And my dad says, oh, so you're serious about this ballet thing, right? Where I'm from, people don't do this, Fast forward a year in, realizing that he didn't have the money to pay for me to go to school. But he never wanted to say, well, we don't have the money, you can't go. Sometimes he'd say, you need to come home and help make some money to pay for this education, right? Because I went to where he went to school, I went to NYU, and it was really expensive, and I wanted to dance as much as I could. But I remember him one day saying, I didn't want money to separate you from your dreams. So when I came to Miami after I graduated with this vision that I'm going to create a learning center for youth, I didn't want money to separate youth from their passions and their dreams. I didn't want money to separate them from exposure, because what I got by going away to college was incredible exposure. I went to London on my way to undergrad. I did undergrad at NYU. I was in New York City. I met choreographers and dancers and artists, and I wanted to be able to share what I got. So what I had in terms of the support of my father, and what I didn't have in terms of what I would have to overcome with the absence of my mom, were sort of like the perfect storm for what I would be able to do with youth going forward. And so in that vein, I have one example. So fast forward a couple of years, I am teaching as I think at this time I was a visiting artist at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. And I wanted to go to this conference because I had in my mind this is what professors do, and I was going to go and present to the conference and be like the proper professor. And some students said, well, I want to go. And I said, well, you just have to ask the universe and we'll organize. And we did all kinds of things. We had concerts, they danced places. I asked other faculty to support them. And in the end, I was able to take 2 students to Canada for this conference. And it was big because these students had never left Trinidad. And I don't even think one had even been to Tobago by this point. And they were 18, 19. Last month, I met one of those 2 students, and he's now joined the cast of the UK Lion King. So that was really inspirational to see what exposure could do. Not only did he have a phenomenal time in Canada, but it propelled him to continue to audition, to dance, and to study. So it's really cool. And I'll see the other one in October. He's on tour, and he'll be in Miami. I think what sparked my commitment was 2 things. So one was being able to see what I was able to accomplish with my meditation. So by that I mean, what is expected of someone who's dyslexic in terms of being able to read and write, doing some of the things that I have accomplished. I would say that I beat the odds, right? And so what I realized is that but you can set and achieve goals regardless of what prescriptions have been given to you, right? So every day there are people who are medical miracles. Every day there's someone who they thought would never make it out of the ghetto or never achieve, and they worked hard and they bought that $6 million home. And so the idea of being able to surmount what seemed like something that wasn't surmountable made me rethink the idea of being able to support people in that journey, right? So it means sometimes working hard. It means sometimes thinking outside of the box, having a different approach. It means sometimes building relationships so that people can help you in ways that you might not be able to help yourself. And it means sometimes having to ask for help. So a lot of those things that I've had to do, I feel can be really beneficial for the kids and the people that I serve in both areas of the work that I do. Because at the end of the day, it returns to this idea of setting and achieving goals and transcending societal and self-improvement limitations.
Well, number one is I didn't want to go into education. I fought it tooth and nail. I had a neighbor who tried to convince me to be a teacher when I first got out of college. And I told her there's no way I would be trapped in the classroom with a whole bunch of kids. So I fought it, and I was kind of discovered as a teacher. I was coaching one day, and the principal came out to the field and saw me coaching kids and thought that I would be a great teacher. And you got the summers off, so I felt like, yeah, this might work for me, and my kids were young, so I became a teacher. What sparked my interest in this area of expertise is that I grew up in a situation where my father wasn't present. So I thought that me being a black male role model would be instrumental in changing the lives of other kids. My dad was, my parents were, it's a complicated situation, so I don't want to go into the whole thing, but my dad was not present. My brothers became my role models, and also the other men in my life, such as teachers, coaches, and I felt like if they did it, I can do the same thing and help another child out, which is why I decided to go into the area I'm in, and that sparked my interest. And I saw that it grew and grew and grew, and as I grew and got older, it came to me, iron sharpens, the Bible says iron sharpens iron, as does one man sharpen another. And I felt like, I'm an instrument, I'm a tool, and this is what I'm supposed to do. So to break that I guess the legacy of fatherless homes and fathers who are not there for their children, I felt like, okay, this is how I can do it by being instrumental in the lives of these kids, which also made me a better father, made me a much better father. And it did help that I had 2 older brothers who were phenomenal brothers, phenomenal husbands, and phenomenal fathers. So that helped out a lot. And we all came from a fatherless family. In education, working with kids, period, I want kids to understand what integrity is. And my legacy is to live a life of integrity. So when those kids have to, in turn, become adults or give back to society, they give back the same kind of legacy that I left, and that is be a man of integrity, be a man or a woman of integrity. I think that's lacking in our community. I think that's lacking in the youth that we have today. Which is one of the reasons why I stopped coaching sports, is that I was like, okay, I need to move out of sports and into a different arena because we need help.
The thing that sparked my commitment to my current expertise is a random day going out with a group of friends, some older, some younger. Each of them various types of jobs. Some had great jobs, some did not even have a job. And then I actually realized that out of all of us, we were all living paycheck to paycheck. None of us had any future goals. And that actually just sparked something in me to realize that if I don't change, I will only remain the same. most of my friends or the community that I come from, everyone seems to be stuck in the same cycle, and I truly did not want to be in the same cycle as everyone that I was around. So I had to change my environment, change my friends, and watch my intake, what conversations I was having, what I was watching, what type of information I was reading, and literally just changed my whole mentality of the way I see things. As far as traditions that need to be handed down to our youth, is generational wealth, generational knowledge. I do feel as most minorities, we lack proper financial intelligence. Financial information growing up. Most of us literally live paycheck to paycheck. Most of us don't know anything about the stock market, or we fear the stock market. Most of us are brought up to fear what we don't understand. I think by bringing just basic information to the table will allow others to be able to grow, to learn, to be able to understand other ways to produce finances and be able to pass that on to other generations. So I just literally feel like financial wealth and generational knowledge play a big key in our youth for the future.